Now, as you can see, the fear and panic over this coronavirus is completely off the charts. And I do believe the black hats, the deep state, the Ds, the mainstream media, all of them together, they were in on pushing this fear, this panic. And it was for a specific reason, to bring down the economic system, to have this entire thing blamed on Trump. And I do believe that Trump and the Patriots, they knew of this operation. They knew of this operation from the very beginning. And they knew that this was going to create a storm like we've never seen before. And we are getting signals, messages, that this is exactly what Trump and the Patriots planned. We're getting messages that everything now is coming online. They're setting up the stage worldwide. The time is up for these deep state players. And I do believe that these deep state players, they know it. If you notice, look at the individuals, look at the countries, look who is getting sick. There's a reason for this. We'll be talking about all of this a little bit later on. But first, Trump met with Irish Prime Minister. He came to Washington right before St. Patrick's Day. And during the presser, Trump was asked about the Democratic primaries and his probable opponent, Joe Biden. And Trump, he responded very, very interestingly. He said, "Now we have Joe, and I'm very happy to run against Joe. Don't forget, one of the reasons I ran for president is because of Joe and the job they did." He's talking about the corruption, the 16-year war. I do believe so. This is why Trump and the Patriots are here. Now, very interestingly, we can see the mainstream media, they are pushing Trump to get tested because they want to show that he has coronavirus. They're probably hoping that this would hurt him, that he would be bedridden, and maybe even kill him. I think that's what they're hoping for. And they're trying to make the case that Brazilian president's aides, they were tested positive for the virus while they were visiting Mar-a-Lago. And they're saying, oh, shouldn't Trump get tested? Oh, he was probably infected. But Stephanie Grisham, she came out and she told reporters that neither Trump nor Vice President Mike Pence required testing after reports surfaced that one of Brazilian's president's aides tested positive for the virus, and photos surfaced showing them together over the weekend. The White House is aware of the public reports that a member of the Brazilian delegation visit to Mar-a-Lago last weekend tested positive for COVID-19. Confirmity testing is pending. Exposure from the case are being assessed, which will dictate next steps. This is what Grisham said. Both the president and the vice president had almost no interactions with the individual who tested positive and do not require being tested at this time. So right now, they're saying there is no problem whatsoever. Now, we know that the House is trying to pass a coronavirus bill. Nancy Pelosi made it clear during her weekly presser that it's her way or it's nothing when it comes to this coronavirus bill. And she got very angry when she was talking to the press. She says that she's not going to stay here to negotiate. We need to do this now. The question is, why is she pushing so hard? And why does she need to leave town so quickly? If everyone is willing to stay and do the right thing and to negotiate this bill so it benefits the people, why doesn't she? Seems very interesting. It reminds me of Obamacare, where she didn't want anyone to read it. You have to pass it to read it. Well, the reason is because they stuffed things into this bill. They included a potential way to guarantee federal funding for abortion into the coronavirus economic stimulus plan. Pelosi tried to lobby for several provisions that stalled bipartisan commitment to the effort. One was a mandate for up to $1 billion to reimburse laboratory claims, which White House officials say would set a precedent of health spending without protections outlined in the Hyde Amendment. The Hyde Amendment blocks clinics that perform abortions from receiving federal funding. Democrats have pushed the Trump administration to end it since he was elected in 2016. Why does she want $1 billion in there? Well, Q has told us why in the past. This is money laundering. If all their funds are being cut off, how are they getting the money? They're not. This is why they're trying to push this. What does this have to do with the coronavirus emergency? Absolutely nothing. But you can see what they're trying to do here. They're trying to use this to benefit themselves and not the people once again. Now, yesterday we talked about how the House is pushing forward this FISA renewal. It's coming up on March 15th. And there are a lot of individuals who are saying that, this is not reform. We shouldn't pass this. And there are others that are saying, well, this is good enough for now. And Trump, he tweeted out something very interesting. He said, many Republican senators want me to veto the FISA bill until we find out what led to and happened with the illegal attempted coup of the duly elected president of the United States and others. And I agree with him. I think that this shouldn't be passed right now. I think he should explain what happened. I think this should be out in the public so everyone understands why we need reform. What exactly happened? And I think that is coming. And I think he wants the people to know first what happened. We'll have to see what happens here. But as we know, we have all these investigations going on. And we're getting closer and closer to spring. Think about that for a second. Think about what is happening right now. The investigation into Clinton email, Uranium One, the spying, Epstein, corruption, everything else, the Bidens, Ukraine, you name it. And think about what is happening right now. And think about what Barr has told us, that Durham is going to be wrapping up in the spring. Think about what Trump has told us, that this coronavirus is going to die down in the spring, because the spring and summer, they're going to be very hot. We're going to feel the heat. Now, we know we have this incredible panic on our hand. The black hats, the deep state players, I do believe they push this agenda. Trump and the Patriots, they knew of this, and they're using it to their advantage. And I do believe that they're sending out a lot of messages to all of us. Now, I'm going to go down this rabbit hole here of what has been happening. I've collected a lot of information from many different Patriots, digital soldiers, a lot of tweets, putting all of this together so we can make sense out of all of this. And I do believe what we are watching right now is an operation. I believe it got a green light. I believe it's a go. It's part of the storm. And they are moving forward on this. This is setting the stage. So what do we have now? We have the NBA. They suspended the season until further notice. Now think about that. This is March Madness. If we go back to post 951, it says this is March 15th, 2018. This is when this post is from. March Madness, public will know soon. This is a 2-year delta. So March is crazy right now, not because of basketball, because of what is going on. This is March Madness, and the public is going to know very, very soon. Now, we know that Europe, a lot of the countries in Europe are part of the Five Eyes. We know there are many leaders that are part of the deep state. Merkel, she's one of them, and she is refusing to close the border with Italy after warning 70% of Germany would be infected with coronavirus. So she's not shutting down the borders right now while we have this global pandemic going on. Does that make sense? No. Let's go back to post 190. And it says, USA versus necessary to cut strings with foreign bad actors. Necessary to form worldwide alliances to defeat. Think Merkel is a coincidence? They are puppets. They are weak. They are scared. 80% dark ops necessary. 20% public for justice. The stage must be set. Have faith. And then we have certain individuals, and we need to look out for all the individuals that are coming down with coronavirus. Look at the countries. Iran. Remember what Iran is about? Where did all the pallets of cash go? The deals that were made with Iran? How many individuals have coronavirus? It's a huge outbreak. Think of Italy. Wasn't there spying coming out of Italy? Wasn't there base of operation out of Italy? Weren't there certain players in Italy? Didn't Durham and Barr visit Italy? Italy is locked down. Think about the states here in this country, in the United States. New York, California, New Jersey, all declaring state of emergency. And think about the different leaders who might come down with coronavirus. We have Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. He is self-isolating after his wife developed flu-like symptoms and got tested for coronavirus. And when we hear Justin Trudeau of Canada, it reminds me of post 2217. And Anon asked a question to Q. Trudeau, anything? And Q responded, Billionaires 187, 5i, safety house build, uranium one funnel with arrows pointing to Canada, pointing to X. So Trudeau seems like he might have been a part of this because Q is letting us know uranium one funnel through Canada. And let me take this a step further. We know that Trudeau is the 23rd Prime Minister of Canada. Let's go to post 1492. Now, this is May 19, 2018. It said, and Anon asked the question, you knew when you set that trip that the pain would be delivered. 23. More evidence of foreknowledge. I watch the news today. 23. Isn't that Trudeau? It could be. Now, very interestingly, we know that Trump, he placed travel restrictions on foreign nationals who have been in the 26 European countries. He tweeted out the following. The travel restrictions apply to foreign nationals who have been in 26 European countries with open border agreements in the last 14 days. Those exempt from those restrictions, such as U.S. citizens, will be directed to limited airports where screening can take place. So Trump decided, okay, we're going to stop the flow of people in Europe. Why did he do this? Is it just for the coronavirus? Or is it easier to track individuals and movement of individuals if you don't have all these people traveling? I believe they are tracking, and we'll get into that in just a minute. Let's go to post 1196. And Anon asks a question. Will Europe really be broken from its chains too? Q said, worldwide. This fits into why Trump decided to put the travel restrictions on Europe. The deep state players, they are panicking right now. Their push, it's not working, not the way they thought it was going to. The economy has not collapsed. The world is really not in chaos. You don't see a Mad Max scenario. Yes, I know it's tough to get toilet paper, but this is why you should have been prepping. Because we know that moving into a new system, removing the swamp, there were going to be bumps in the road. And you always have to be prepared. Food, water, gold, silver, cash, toilet paper, medical supplies, you name it. We've been saying this for a very long time. You don't want to be caught where you go to the store and you say, oh, I wish I had the toilet paper. This is why you need to prep. The deep state, it seems that they're making threats. Let's take a look at Eric Holder. Now, he tweeted this picture out before. And if you look at the picture, it's the Kennedys. They both were assassinated. Now, let me read the tweet. Is there the leadership, the capacity, the creativity within the administration to actually handle both the virus and financial issues we as a nation must now confront. Is there the will in the Senate to act in a timely manner and help the people of this country? I fear not. I want you to focus in on this word. We dash as space a space nation. When you look at it and you fill in the other letters, it's assassination. And he's showing a picture of the Kennedys who were assassinated. Is this a threat? It's starting to seem that way. Then we have Hillary Clinton. She tweeted out, at least 32 million nurses, caregivers, and food service workers in America don't have access to any paid sick leave. It's morally wrong, and, as the coronavirus crisis makes clear, it puts us all at risk. And down below, she links to an article, and it says, time's up, time's up, time's up. Now, the question is she saying that everything that they tried didn't work and time is up? Or is she saying to Trump, your time is up, which feeds back into Eric Holder? Now, Trump, the Patriots, they already knew the playbook. They understand all of this. And if you look at the deep state players, Hollywood, the corrupt politicians, who's getting the coronavirus? Well, all of a sudden, we had Tom Hanks and his wife, Rita Wilson, announce they have tested positive for coronavirus. And now they're quarantined. They're in Australia. This brings us back to post 2888. Remember, this is with Patton Oswalt. And in this tweet, it shows a couple of tweets, and down below it says, who will be next to fall post-Weinstein? So we know that Weinstein, he got 23 years in prison. Under this, it says, big name coming. Now, Big, that was a movie where Tom Hanks appeared in. Also, Patton Oswalt knows and is very friendly with Tom Hanks. Here's a tweet from Patton Oswalt. Always listen to Tom Hanks. Here's one from GQ magazine. Tom Hanks and Patton Oswalt were even more amused by the GOP debate than the rest of us. So was Q letting us know at this time that it was going to be Tom Hanks? Do we think it's going to be many others? Yes, I do believe so. I believe that these individuals are going to come down with the coronavirus. As this moves forward, we might see a lot of these players start to say they have it. Now, is this their way out? Maybe. Let's continue. This is from Sun Q Tzu, and it says, why is this significant? Cartels serve as deep state foot soldiers. They're being rounded up so they can't pull off any attacks when major arrests happen. U.S. carries out widespread nationwide arrest blitz on remorseless CGNG cartel. So, across the entire country, they went after the cartel. These individuals are the muscle of the deep state. Why was this done now during the coronavirus? They're removing the muscle of the deep state. Now, we're getting word that the Capitol, the House Senate offices, are going to be shut down to people until April 1st. It might be later than this, earlier than this, but they're shutting it down. Dan Scavino tweeted out a very interesting picture. It's a picture of the White House, and it has like a green lighting tint on it. And this brings me back to post 1078. This was April 8th, 2018. Night 4. Increased chatter. Authorization B19.2. Sparrow Red. Prevent at all costs. Good. Castle online. Under this it says prevent. Authorization first S. Castle green. And the White House is green. Contact window okay. And there's also another string in there. Don't know exactly what that means. Does this mean that the green castle is now online? Everything is a go. Then we move to post 1079. And down below it says tracking good, relay back channel, SWH, EP1, fly high. So is this letting us know that everything's being tracked, everything's online, and they are a go? And we're starting to get tweets from the military that kind of follow up on all of this. This is from the U.S. Marines. Late night specialists. Marines with the 31st MEU, Maritime Raid Force, and Royal Thai Marines conduct reconnaissance and surveillance insertion training in the Kingdom of Thailand during exercise Cobra Gold, advancing regional security and effective responses to crisis. Now, the picture in the background is all green lights. Then we have Code of Vets. Some of our Code of Vets IRR, Individual Ready Reserve, veterans are being activated. Then we have the U.S. Navy. And it shows the U.S. Navy photos, and it says photos of the day. USSM McCampbell transits the South China Sea. Coastal Riverines Patrol continues in the Arctic. Sailors use the latest tech to stand a simulated watch. And one of these pictures is the bridge in red, rig for red. And then the Air Force says, Ready Air Force. And it seems that the military is ready. And if you look at U.S. Strategic Command, this is what the tweet reads. As we establish integrated strategic deterrence, we must present tailored approaches that leverage the full spectrum of our military capabilities and elements of U.S. national power against specific adversaries. Admiral Richard. Specific adversaries. So look at what's going on right now. Everything is being shut down. And I do believe public schools will eventually be shutting down. Disney's being shut down. Everything's being shut down. Julian's Rum tweeted this out. Conferences shutting down. Sporting events shutting down. Concerts shutting down. Everything. Life's distractions are basically gone. POTUS has everyone's attention. Why might that be important? All the noise is being removed. Think about it. If Trump makes an announcement using the emergency system or anything like that, everyone is going to be focused on that. All that noise is gone. And if we look at the travel restrictions, they are effective March 14th at midnight. That's 3/14. If we go back to 3/14, this is post 3/14, it says, be the autist we know you are. It's about the break. Godspeed, Patriots. Then Joe M. noticed something very interesting, and he tweeted this out. Don't know what it means. I think it's swell that the 30-day Europe travel ban ends on 4/10/20, which is also Trump's initials, DJT, which is also Good Friday. And that brings me to post 35, because at the end of this post, it has the numbers 4/10/20. What does this post say? POTUS will be well insulated, protected on Air Force One and abroad, specific locations classified, while these operations are conducted due to the nature of the entrenchment. It is time to take back our country and make Americans great again. Let us salute and pray for the brave men and women in uniform who will undertake this assignment to bring forth peace, unity, and return power to the people. It is our hope that this message reaches enough people to make a meaningful impact. We cannot yet telegraph this message through normal methods for reasons I am sure everyone here can understand. Follow the questions from the previous thread. Remain calm. The primary targets are within D.C. and remain at the top on both sides. The spillover in the streets will be quickly shut down. Look for more false flags. Stay alert and vigilant. And above all, please pray. And then down below there's a quote. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. Love is patient, love is kind. God bless my fellow Americans. Now, this is very interesting. And then we have a Fox News broadcast showing the Capitol building, and this is Anon 66 that recorded this. There is a green queue with a rabbit inside. Now, is this real? We don't know. But Anon 66 said, no idea how accurate this is, but someone just sent me this. Can anyone verify it if they saw it too? That green light sure looks like a Q to me. Julian's Rum wrote, holy shit, Anon66-1. I think that actually is a Q on the Cap building with the rabbit inside. Now, once again, is this a true picture? Was this modified? This is very interesting. Let's review what is going on here. Think logically when we go through this. The virus hits the world. Q has been telling us that the storm has arrived and we're prepared and ready. Travel is restricted. Countries, cities, states, businesses quarantined. People movement is at a minimum. Sporting events canceled. Social gatherings canceled. International travel canceled. Everything's canceled. And more things are being canceled. Police, National Guard, armed forces on the ready. Messages sent that the storm has arrived. Think China, Iran, Italy, and other states. Famous people are reporting they have the virus. Corrupt U.S. politicians are probably next. We're seeing foreign leaders saying that they have the virus. Arrests are being made in Saudi Arabia. The cartel was brought down in the U.S. That was the muscle of the deep state. Trump tweets the following: I am fully prepared to use the full power of the federal government to deal with our current challenge of the coronavirus. We are the cure. Silent running. The operation is now active. And what's very interesting is that Q continually says that these people are sick. And it's very interesting that we have the coronavirus right now, and it's making these people sick. And Q says, we the people are the cure. And I do believe Trump and the Patriots, they are setting the stage worldwide. They're getting prepared and ready